Let's talk about the Seamaster Professional 300-meter diver in the white dial color. Now, this is one that I've owned, and I think it is an exceedingly sharp model. It's more understated than the black and the blue and the other color iterations. It has a little bit of, I don't know, more of a muted look. There's not as much shine and reflectivity on that ceramic plane of the dial, again, as the other colors do. And with a contrasting bezel color, it feels slightly smaller visually, which I think helps with a significantly sized sport diver that carries a hefty bracelet if you wear this on the bracelet. So it's a very sharp model that works well on a wide range of wrists. It has good contrast with those gunmetal markers and handset that in certain lights you get that silver reflected look, but then in others they almost appear black. It's a beautiful model. Again, one that I have owned, and I know a lot of watch collectors aspire to own, currently own, or have owned in the past. It's a very popular model. In fact, it's one of Omega's top 4 best-selling Seamaster Professional colorways in talking with various authorized dealers. So let's talk about this model, and I'd like to share what Omega could do to improve upon this model and take it to the next level. And I'm speaking in terms of watch collectors, not necessarily the general public, but hear me out. I think it could be a really great thing. So what did Omega do recently? They did the same white dial, but they did a blue bezel that was a limited edition. It sold out very quickly. And unfortunately, because it was limited, because it sold out quickly, you just can't get your hands on one these days. The premiums have gone up. There are not as many examples on the secondary market. It's just not an ideal situation for those of us that were left out of that release. So what could Omega do? Well, make a production version that's not limited. It doesn't have to have the exact same shade as to not slight those that got a limited edition model, right, on launch or whenever it was. Maybe make it a different blue. Maybe make it more blueberry like Omega has just done with the Ultra Deep that came out or was announced last year. Or maybe you could go red bezel and bring out the red accent color of the dial. Or maybe you could go ghosted gray and pay more of an homage or a tribute to the original great white GMT from the 1990s, of which I think that's a great design. I like the homage that this white dial Seamaster has to, the original white dial Seamaster, that it carries a lot of the same looks and whatnot. So why not do that? And why stop at blue or red or gray or, a ghosted gray? Why not do, why not do purple? Why not do pink? Why not do orange? That would be my favorite. Do the exact same colorway that Omega already does on the Planet Ocean with that blood orange ceramic bezel that's fully loomed. I think that would be so cool if Omega did that on the Seamaster Professional 300-meter diver. Now, I don't want to be unrealistic here and suggest to the swatch group to make, 5 different new colors. I mean, it makes sense from a business standpoint. You're not doing anything really other than developing a bezel color in ceramic, right? You're already doing everything else for the white dial black bezel. So why not make other colors? You don't have to sell them as individual watches. You could sell bezel packs, right? And us crazy watch collectors, we could get our favorite colors and then trade them out every once in a while, right? Take it to our watchmaker, have the bezel swapped over. You could buy a bezel assembly. 1 month be wearing loomed orange, the other month be wearing, purple or blue or ghosted gray, or go back to, black, whatever the case may be. I think the white dial is just such a great base to play with, a palette, right? A blank canvas to put your own spin on. So I think that's something the swatch group could consider, and I think that they could sell quite a few watches that way. Now, I'd like to hear your opinion in the comment section. If you're still here in this video, listening right now, you are the most enthusiastic of the consumer base for luxury watches. So your opinion, it matters. And I'm assuming that someone from the swatch group at some point will watch this video and they'll hear my suggestions, they'll read through the comment section. So be candid about what you would like to see specifically with the Seamaster line and with the white dial and possibly other color bezel options just put a wish list of sorts in the comment section. I think it will be well received. Now, that being said, what else could Omega do to improve upon the Seamaster? Well, I've thought about this, and I think you have to really nitpick here because it is such a strong model all the way around, from the presentation box to the meta certified movement, to the dial details, to the loom, to the ARC. Some of the negative elements are very nitpicky. They're very subjective. Like, some people don't like the helium release crown. Some people don't like the 90s vibe of the linear bracelet that is non-tapering and very hefty. Some people don't like little things like that. But what could you really do to improve upon this? You already have a micro adjustment in the clasp. You already have a lot of great things going for this model. I think you have to look at improving upon the specs. Improving upon the power reserve, because right now the 50 odd hours, it's very adequate. I'd say, it's better than almost any ETA. But 5 years from now, I think a lot of brands will have 70-hour, 80-hour power reserves almost as standard. So improve upon the power reserve. Myself, I value the time zone feature far more than a quick set date. Again, that's a little bit subjective, but it's part of the reason why I love the Planet Ocean and I love the Seamaster 300. I find it very handy. So maybe explore doing an 8912 or an 8900 base movement. I think that could be really compelling for the Seamaster. And then continue to give us options in terms of straps. You have a great rubber strap. It's probably, a top 5 rubber strap on the market. It's very well done. I love the fact that we now have an OEM tapering mesh to pair with the Seamaster. Maybe look into doing a tapering bracelet, or maybe a thinned out bracelet, or a slightly different design that makes it slightly more manageable from a day-to-day standpoint. I like wearing a hefty watch, so I'm kind of, nitpicking here, but there are small little things I think that Omega could do to improve upon the Seamaster Professional 300-meter diver, and they might not take all that much from an R&D standpoint in order to make those adjustments. So again, put it in the comment section what you would like to see Omega do, and tell me what you think about the white dial, black bezel color configuration. Why do you think this one is so popular in terms of watch collectors? Does it really, have something to do with the nostalgia of the original Great White? Is it the fact that it's visually slightly smaller with the colorway, that it's a little bit more muted? I'd like to hear your opinion. I think it's a gorgeous watch. It's no surprise to me to understand that this is one of the most popular selling Seamaster Professional models on the market. It really is a great release. So thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you are shopping for any Omega, I'll put my recommended authorized dealer in the description of the video. All relevant links will be in the description. Thank you again. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.